And because that's the core, it's a core thing of his business, okay? He started this lead network, spending $18 million a year. It's up to that now. Started about 13 to 15. He's going to do $18 million this year in investment in it. He hasn't made profit yet. Close rate has to average over 6% for all of us, affiliates and the corporate, before he makes a profit. You know how long he's had this sucker up? Over 10 years. Because he knows that it's going to work. You follow? Mm-hmm. He's got the cash to stay in, and he's not going to let see, a big part of this challenge is changing how we have always behaved in the past and having that fit into this different system. That's why you guys don't have any problem at all, because it doesn't. You don't know any other. You're getting in the business, and you're not going to know any other way, maybe, other than people handing you clients. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Okay. So we're going to have folks like that. So anyway, visit up there, and you'll get to meet Jim perhaps, and you'll kind of see the brilliance of the consistency of this. And this is a good example of it. Okay. We know that 30% of those people are going to buy a house. Why is it that we can't close more than what we're closing, 5 or 6%? When we're talking to them on the phone. Oh, here's another amazing thing. We did a study for a while. So the 213, and we started measuring in some corporate offices, what is the appointment rate? In other words, what percentage of the time when the agents get the phone call, do they successfully close for an appointment? We started looking at this about 4 or 5 years ago, and the percentage was down there at 5, 6, 7% of the time was all the time that the agents were getting an appointment. Does anybody know why it was so low? It's amazing when you dig into these things. And see, we had phone calls recorded so we could find out. Does anybody know why the appointment rate was so low?
They never asked for it.
It's as simple as we were not asking. Agents rarely were you just figured that out, didn't you? It's obvious, isn't it? We weren't asking for the appointment. Here's the dialogue, guys. By the way, one other little thing you'll learn is the most successful calls through the lead network are ones that are less than 2 minutes long. When you go over 2 minutes on the phone with any prospect, the chances of you getting an appointment go down. And it's profound with the lead network. You peek into the recordings of the agents that are having 80 and 90% appointment rate, which we have them. We've got offices now doing 80, 90% appointment rates when the calls are coming to the office and one person's answering. But if you look at that dialogue, all they're doing is they're going, yes, great, I understand you're interested in 123 Brown Street. When would you like to see it? Tonight at 6 or would 7 be better? That's the dialogue on the lead network. And about half the time, you know what the consumer says? 6 or 7. I'm sorry, it's more than half time. It's like 70% of the time. Because remember what they have gone through. They have had to lie 3 times if they say, no, I don't want to watch it, or I don't want to go see it. Correct? And they will, correct? Right? You know, I get tickled. People will go, why did that do that?
It finally updated it.
It finally got to it. Yeah, good Lord. Okay. Let me go back here. Well, that's kind of encouraging. Let me see here. Here's going to come up here. Well, no. Yeah. I'll wait 10 minutes. Okay. Anyway, so the point is, asking for the appointment, and Jim, and this consistency that's put out there, and so we're looking at the little fine tuning of this stuff can mean huge dollars in your pocket, is what's going on right now. You know, we want all of y'all to have, can you, if you're getting 10 or 15 leads a year, and you've got a 20% close rate, That's worth messing with, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. All right. How long are we gonna give it?
Give it time.
Give it a minute.
How
All right.
frequently do you think that our office is going to be getting leads?
I have zero idea.
Good answer.
It'll be, thank you, but I'll elaborate. It'll be less when we turn you on than it will be a year from now, obviously. And I don't want to get too much in the weeds here. They'll do more of that on Thursday. But, you know, this is a combination of an SEO and organic strategy. You know, Jim's spending money on keyword search words, but as you know, there's organics involved, so more activity that we get. So over a period of time, the lead flow will raise, okay? Now, I can definitely tell you how to make it stay low and get lower.
Don't answer, don't convert.
Don't answer, don't convert. I'll guarantee you that Jim will quit spending money here,
Yeah.
okay? And I'll further guarantee you that he will spend more where you do. Matter of fact, there's a formula, there's a grid that shows how much spent based on close rate. So it's real easy. Just answer the phone and close them, okay? It's funny, agents will go there. Remember that 33% down there? You know, the stinking thinking agents will go, ah, none of these leads are any good. And I'll say, no, you're incorrect. 67% of the leads are no good, is what I'll tell them. Not half. It's 67% of the leads are crap. Okay, they're going to waste your time. All they're doing, a bunch of that 67 are people that are just farting around at night. Okay.
And that's even the scrub leads, right?
All of the leads that come, they're all scrubbed.
Yeah.
In other words, the people have taken themselves through the hoops. They have talked to the lead network, and the lead network said, do you want to talk to a client? And they go, yes. So yeah, I consider that scrubbed. Okay? They haven't pre-approved them financially. We don't want that happening at that point. All we're trying to do is to get people face to face with you. Is that correct? That's all this is about. So if you can do too much information given leading up to that point and screw up. All right? Okay. So the lead network is huge. It's going to be a huge differentiator and an advantage creator when you're out there in the field listing property. And this is your listing presentation. And I'm sorry, y'all have or have not seen this? Did Mark, you
He
did.
showed it.
He showed it real quick. Okay. All right. You don't know why it's so big?
So you remember.
So you remember? Well, no, that's good.
Nobody else.
No, when you go when a new agent goes on their first listing, you'll remember this. Back years ago. When a new agent goes on their first listing appointment and they add and the seller asks them if they'd reduce their commission, and they get so nervous they pee in their pants, they can walk out like this. See? It's true. It would work, wouldn't it? Have you gone to your first listing appointment yet? Aha! You gone here?
Take it with me.
So take it. Oh, you have to. Yeah, you have to. Okay. Now, those of you who have listed before, are y'all one step or two step?
Two.
Two visit?
Depends,
Dang.
but most of the time.
Depends. What depends?
Well, since the market's been down, most of the time it's two-step. But back when, in 04, it was one step with a sign at the yard.
Yeah.
But yeah, for
But,
the most part
but
anymore,
let's
it's
talk about
two-step.
that. I'm gonna pick through every bit of this stuff because
Right.
again, we're change agents. We really are. I mean, Weichert is. I mean, we're really we focus on trying to fix the stuff that we think nauseates consumers, and puts them off, that kind of stuff. Give me another exception to doing a two-step.
When you don't want to go back.
Well, I'll just
Well,
say
you've already seen the property.
when you've already seen it. Okay. We'll suggest there's never a time when you should not. Well, not never. Only when you're forced to. Make the one step an exception, not the rule. The rule should be two-step. And those of y'all that don't know what I'm talking about, I'll show you here in just a minute. But it's a two-visit process. Three steps, two visits actually. But where we go out and get the information, come back and prepare the presentation, all that kind of stuff. Would y'all like some magic language that'll ensure that you can do that every time? Say yes.
Yes.
I'll give that to you. Okay. All right. So doors. It's the theater of the thing as well. you know, this, this being laid out on their dining room table dominates the space, and it's a good thing. Jim Weichert used to have a, I don't know what happened to it. We had a video, and it was a dialogue he used to use. He'd call the sellers, and after he confirmed for the appointment, he's on the phone. He go, "Okay, put the leaves in the dining room table. I got a lot. I got to spread out." And people will do that. Jim would do that when he would need to go get a price reduction on one of his listings. He would do that. He would call them up and say, "Okay, well, I'm gonna come over tonight. Okay, good, $6. By the way, put the extra leaves in the dining room table. I got a bunch of stuff to spread out." And he would show up over there with a stack of comps about that big, justifying the reduction in the price. Thanks so much. Justifying the reduction in the price, you know. But put them, dominated the space. Put them all over the place. So I'm telling you, a lot of this is just the theater of the thing. Okay? Can we communicate the same thing on a laptop or a pad? Yes. There's actually a pad version of doors that's available to you through the Marketing Resource Center. If you use it, I will guarantee you less money in your pocket at the end of the year. So have at it. It's up to you. I'm not telling you that based on opinion. I'm telling you that based on facts and statistics. We have run case studies with offices before. You will get, by the way, all right, so our agent's been around for a while. What percentage of the time do you get the listing that you go, now here's the tricky part. Those of you with experience, carve out all of the listings that you get that were people that you had sold them the house, or they were referred to you by some other client that you had.
You just ruined my answer.
I understand. You take all of those people out, and then of the other ones where you're meeting them for the first time without a referral, and or you're in a competitive listing situation, they're interviewing other agents. What percentage of the time do you get those listings?
I would say for me, 85% of the time, but my sample size is not very large.
The sample size is very small. Okay, all right. So, like how many?
I would say 85% of the time.
How many are you measuring there? Is it
7?
8? Okay, that's fine. Okay, no, that's good. So 7 out of 9 or whatever you've got. Okay. Well, you're right on the money, because we can take the most inexperienced agent and put them out into a bona fide listing appointment with doors, and they'll get the listing 85% of the time. That's when we business plan with our brokers, we business plan not just the money, but all the way back to the activities. That's what we base it on. We know that brand new, my first experience was, I had been with Weichert for about 4 months, and Marty Reuter had hired me, and I had been working with Century 21, and I was totally sold on laptop presentations. 13 years ago, the internet's coming around. Hey, don't be old and paper-ridden, use a computer and all this kind of stuff. And so I come into Weichert, and Marty's going, "No, it's this doors thing." I go, "Oh, well, that's really high-tech there." Kind of crap. He finally made me go I went and shadowed this new agent over on Staten Island, New York, one of the most competitive markets in the country, Staten Island. And I went out with this boy, and he was highly ethnic, and he just like opened doors and made like these guttural grunts, and pointed at it. And he got the damn listing. It was like a $600,000 half a duplex, and I go, okay, now I get it. Y'all laughing at me, aren't you?
We're laughing with you.
So that's why you use doors. Okay? And if you want to cut that in half, start using that pad version. I'm just telling you, this business would be a whole lot easier if there weren't human beings involved. But there are. And human beings react to things. And there are tactile experiences that have an impact more than anything else. Now, what we don't have in here created yet, but you're going to have so see, what happens with doors is, you're going to go, let's do this first. Take one and pass it on. Pass the pile. Getting to know you. Okay. I got a tooth that's hurt. I was holding a friend's baby night before last.
Down in the weeds.
Did one of those, you know how they do?
Oh, yeah.
Bars down there. But I forgot, unless my children are adults, they're grown. And I remember my ex-wife when that happened with my first daughter. Just like boxers, you gotta protect yourself at all times. When you're holding a baby, you gotta
Like my
be
baby
aware.
too, right?
Yeah.
Stick out. So, like,
Oh man, he busted me good right here on the side. It's loose. It's loose.
You're a smart man.
Swollen up in it.
We love you.
Anyway, so now watch this, guys. You know the great philosopher Yogi Berra. You all know him, right?
Mm-hmm.
He said it's the itty bitty, teeny tiny things that'll get you. Now, when you go over and do your first visit, like agents in other offices do, and you go walk around the house, you're going over for the first visit to look at the property, right? To get information about the bathrooms, whatever. And so you can go back and do a CMA, correct?
Correct.
So as you're walking around the house with that consumer, you're normally carrying what with you? Notepad, a yellow pad or something, right? That's what everybody else is doing. Now I want y'all to keep this. It's the little subtle things that'll give you success. In a competitive listing situation, that person's going to have 2, sometimes 3 agents come over and look at their house. And they're going to walk around, all 3 of them, with a yellow pad. Is that right? Not you. You're going to come in with this very professionally printed document, getting to know you. It's going to have their name and the date of the appointment professionally printed on the front. When you come in, now watch, it's the theater of the thing, folks. When you come in, you're going to say, oh great, good to see you. Now, as I mentioned on the phone, I'm going to walk around the house and collect some information, then I'm going to go back to the office and spend 2.5 to 3 hours creating a customized marketing plan for your home, then I'm going to come back and share it with you, right? Great. So I brought this with me, and by the way, I'm going to be using this, and you're showing them, and they see their name, right? I'm going to be using this to collect information about your home. I've got pages for each room, so I'm going to be getting a lot of detail. So I may ask you for some specifics.
excuse me.
Yes?
You have the wrong.
Oh, you got the wrong one.
Yes.
Did we have too many in that pile?
Just 2.
Here you go. I'm sorry. Okay. You got the wrong thing.
Thank you.
We'll get to that in a minute.
Thank
We'll
you.
get to that. All right, does everybody have the getting to know you?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. So we start walking around. Now look here. So watch this. This could be the difference between you getting the listing over other agents. Is that true?
Yeah.
As silly as that sounds. We're going to walk around with this professional thing. The other 2 had yellow pads. And actually at the end of the visit, we're going to tear the back page off. It's perforated. And don't do it to yours. These are a cost item, so you can, it's like $1.25. But we're going to tear it off, and we're going to give it to them. And so we've already started the process of doing what?
Given their homework.
Closing.
We're closing, we're collaborating with them, right? We get them collaborating, all right? And so we tear it off, and it's a little list of stuff. Y'all know what that list is about. It's just, y'all know there's no new ideas in real estate, right? Hadn't been in 33 years. Y'all know the consumers want the same thing they wanted 33, they want the same thing now as they did 33 years ago. There's only one thing that's changed. What is it? Technology. Their access to information is the only thing that's changed. Back in my day, we had an MLS book. Has anybody ever seen an MLS book?
Yeah, Morty showed it to me.
Did Marty show you? Marty puts this old crap up there or whatever. But anyway, well, okay. All right, so, yeah. So you get it. So we're going to go through in the first visit, and we're going to collect all the information. Then we're going to go back to the office, and watch this, guys. You're going to take pictures, too, of the house, inside and out. Then we're going to take those pictures and this document, and it's going to be brought back to the office and left somewhere with someone, and I don't know what that is yet. But,
Karen.
okay, so we'll be working through the